I did something very stupid recently that killed both my CPU and my motherboard. That someday when I feel more comfortable saying how stupid I am, I'll share with all of you. But I had this machine open, and while it was open, there was something that struck me. This is a vertical case like 99.9% of all home PC cases nowadays. And this is an RTX 2080 graphics card that I got back in 2018. I spent a lot of money on that, which is why I'm still using it almost 8 years later, because I don't want to I'm not spending that much money on it ever again. It's still good. It's totally fine for 1080p 60 video editing in DaVinci Resolve. It's awesome. I can do color grading. I can have effects and stuff, and this is just fine. It's awesome. So this is the GPU, and this is the case. So this is a trackball. Watch what happens when I put the trackball in the center of this radiator on the top. It stays put. Now, this part of the casing itself has warped a little over time, so it moves to the left. And also, I think it's staying here because you got these ridges in the radiator, which I really have to clean out with compressed air. But this counter actually kind of rolls to the left, if you can see. See? So this counter is not even, like most of the things in this house. Now watch what happens when I put the trackball on top of the GPU. Try that again, a little further back. Okay. Now, even though I've got that little mechanism thingy over there locked, and I always had it locked before trying this new motherboard, and I've got my screws in there, this graphics card is very obviously warped. And the reason for that is obvious. The card slot ends here, but the GPU ends here. Now, back when I was putting together my old desktop in 2000, my first desktop computer in 2005, off of advice from DFI Street, the more meaty graphics cards, the more powerful ones were larger, but it wasn't like this. This, to somebody whose first desktop computer that had a real operating system on it was like a Dell Dimension from 1997. This graphics card is a meme. It's gigantic, and I understand why. You want all the processing power and everything, but why is it, if this is the case, that vertical PC cases are still the norm and are still very popular? I decided to look at some of the other computers from people that I know and just take a look in the side of the case of people who had gaming systems. And one of the things I'm noticing is that it's not just me. Many people have graphics cards in their cases that look like this, and you need a structural support of some sort. It's like, get a RAM stick in here. Is this how you use RAM? Is this how you install RAM? Okay, here we go. Let's make some people scream. Yeah, so let's see. I have a water cooling tubing over here. I have the sharp end of a nice RAM stick over here. And maybe I do this. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna make some people rage. There we go. So is that how I install it? I think that horizontal cases should make a comeback. I think they looked cooler. I was never a fan of the whole tower thing. I liked having the computer here and the sitting on the desk and the monitor sitting on top of it. And I think that if we're going to be in a time where we have not just one graphics card, but two graphics cards, and if we're in a time where these pieces of shit cost like $2,000 to $4,000 now, rather than the $300 or $400 back in the day to get a decent one, that it really does make sense to put them in a case where they're less likely to get destroyed. Or you can use my little mounting system over there. You like that? And I also find it's easier to do any sort of quick maintenance on the case. If this is something I want to open it up and take in or out, it's easier to not have it from the side. Now granted, I could always take the machine and turn it on its side, but hear me out here. What if it was already on its side and gave better structural support to everything? Mind blown. Mind blown. Make horizontal cases a thing again. Every one horizontal case I see on the internet, there's like 10,000 vertical cases, and I don't know why this makes sense. It just doesn't make anything to me. Explain it to me. I'm clueless. The last time I looked into anything related to desktop computer buildings, it was 2005, building my first self-built desktop on advice from DFI Street. I had a DFI, and I think it was an NF4 DAGF motherboard, Mushkin CH5 RAM, an AMD Venice 3000 Plus that I upgraded to an Opteron 165 I got off eBay for $250. This is back in the day when you could buy a processor for $130 one year, and then next year you could get 90% more performance for $100 more. It was truly a gorgeous time in computing. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye now.